Okay, so it's not often at all that I ever get to cover a new Double Dragon game. So technically, this is going to be the second time a new Double Dragon game has come out in the in the modern era, right? The gaming. So we had Double Dragon Gaiden, which came out last year, and then we also had Double Dragon 4, which came out in 2017. And I think a lot of us, the consensus was we wanted something better than what we got. And we now have a new Double Dragon that's actually taking itself seriously and not being a parody of itself. So let's see. Arc System Works is putting respect on it. I think let's go ahead and check out this trailer and see if it's actually any good. Ooh. Hold up. I gotta up that. It's at 480p. No, we gotta up that. Okay. Let's start it over. Okay. A Bobo. Is that Duke? Double Dragon Revive. Okay. Coming out next year. Okay, look. Is there more to this? Is that it? All right. Okay, so I'm gonna mute the audio and we're gonna run it back because I want to dissect this trailer. So opening shot right here is Double Dragon 1987, a year before I was born, but that's the arcade game, the OG one. All right, so he comes. This is Billy Lee, or Hammer, because the original name is at least in the American release, was Hammer and Spike, which is what I grew up knowing them as. Or there's always that meme, the Bimmy and Jimmy, which WayForward turned into. No, it wasn't WayForward. It was I forgot the company that did Double Dragon Neon. It was Bimmy and Jammy, right? So they played a pun on it because it was a localization error. But let's go ahead and keep going. So he jumps over that arcade, breaks it. This is Billy Lee. All right, so he does, and that's Jimmy Lee. All right, so he does 2 punches, 2 left hooks, a left. I think it was left straight, left hook into a hyper knee. Because I remember hyper knees from Double Dragon 2. Right there, there's a hyper knee, and then this is Jimmy. I like Jimmy's hairstyle. The outfit looks like a racing outfit. I know I've seen better designs as a Bobo. I'm not sure who this is. Unless that's supposed to be Williams. It could be modern Williams, or it could be Roper. That looks like it looks like Duke from Double Dragon, Super Double Dragon, or Double Dragon, or Return of Double Dragon, rather. All right, so let's look at their outfits, right? Now, looking at their outfits, Billy's looks as close to the original as possible. Because if you really think about it, the styles of the Double Dragon characters was basically Mad Max from the Road Warrior style. It literally, that look was something that influenced so much. I mean, we saw it influence, as you guys know, it influenced Fist of the North Star, Hokuto no Ken. It influenced Double Dragon, which was basically the jacket is either denim or it's leather denim with leather underneath, and then you got the gauntlet or the shoulder pauldrons, and then you've got the jeans and then the high boots. So looking at Billy Lee right here, he basically, it's the same thing except instead of the cutoffs, it's just like it's a jean jacket, right? That's what it is. It's really the same. And then if you look at the belt straps, some people might wonder, okay, why does he have that on his leg? What's with the belt buckles? If you look at the original artwork from older Double Dragon games, you would see that's one of the things that's going to be on there. They have a lot of decals and designs and stuff like that. So that's nothing new. His outfit is on par with older designs. It's just modernized, right? It's got the basically a modern take on the hairstyle that you saw and Double Dragon Gaiden, which works. I mean, a lot of times when you see the Double Dragons, Billy and Jimmy, um, sometimes originally Billy always had blonde hair and Jimmy had brown hair, and then in the home ports and home artwork, you would see that switched. And depending on who makes the game, some games you have them with Billy has blonde or brown hair and Jimmy has blonde hair. That's neither here nor there. High boots, yeah, his outfit looks on point. I don't have any issue with it. Jimmy's outfit is a little bit different. A lot of people may not be used to this, but if you go off of a lot of Jimmy's outfits from the original Japanese artworks from Technos, I believe it's Technos. Uh, trying to think of yeah, Technos, because I almost said Trade West, but Technos, right? This is very similar to it. And some people may not even agree with that, but it is what it is. I mean, looking at it, leather, his he's got a racer jacket. Looks like he's got dog tags on. Racing, like not so much as racing. Think motorcyclist. Like it looks like he's a motorcyclist based off of this getup that he's wearing here. Different, slightly longer hair than Jimmy, than Billy, which is fine. I don't really have any issue with it. I think it looks good. I mean, yeah, racer attire. The only thing missing is he doesn't have a helmet. So I think he's out. He looks fine. I mean, the look of it, typically most Double Dragons, their outfits are the same, just color variation. I think to not make it look awkward, if they were to take the 1980s style in the modern day, I think this works perfectly fine. Going forward, and then their stances, Suisetsu Ken, hopefully they keep that, our twin intercepting fists, which is pulled, basically it's a variation on Jikundo, which is the way of the intercepting fist. So Suisetsu Ken means twin intercepting fist, which is basically Jikundo. And looking at Duke here, which I assume this is Duke, this may not even be Duke, but it looks like Duke from Super Double Dragon or Return Double Dragon, based off of everything, which means he would be utilizing Gensatsuken, which is the rival school to Susetsuken and the Double Dragons. And I'm assuming he's the head of the Shadow Warriors in this, because I don't think I've seen Machine Gun Willie in here so far. I could be wrong. Maybe he is in the trailer and I just need to rewatch it. But his design looks fine. I guess if we're looking at, does it look like a high budget game? No, but this also looks like it's early, like this is an early build of it, and I'm not mad at it for that. Going back further though, looking at the animations of the moves look smooth, like there's weight to them, right? So look at Billy's attacks and his movements. Same thing with Jimmy. Okay, that's a little over the top, but there is movement within it. And then you got so like I think this is either Williams or Rope. I think it's probably Roper right there. We got a Bobo, which looks fine. Bobo looks like Mardok, aka looks like Bob Sapp. He looks fine. I don't see an issue with him. My thing was, I was saying to Power Level Amy, or Gaming Chick, that if Bobo wasn't muscular, I wouldn't rock with it. Like he had to be swole, but he looks fine. He looks fine. It looks like a modern take. I don't have any issues with what they're doing. Like you got the special moves. It looks really good. Looks like some Gensatsuken dark magic utilized right there. I like it. I like the new logo style. They're not pulling the same logo that we've seen for 30 plus years, or 37 years at this point. This is a very new logo. And I think this is good. Double Dragon Revive, which is accurate, which means they're not building off of what we've previously seen. And I'm fine with that. It didn't need to be what we've seen so far. And again, looking at the art style, now, if we were to really delve into this further, look at this. Look at the way Billy looks, and pair that up with some of the Street Fighter V Arcade Edition art. He looks like Cody coming in with the Zonk Knuckle. I like the look of Billy. I like his outfit. I think Jimmy's outfit, It may not be for everybody, but if you look at it in the context of he looks like he's a motorcyclist, nothing wrong with that. And also too, the steez, and I got to talk about the steez of what we're seeing. Steez being like the aesthetics, the look of it. It looks like they pulled a lot from Rage of the Dragons, which was the spiritual successor to Double Dragon, the Neo Geo arcade game from 1995. Rage of the Dragons came out, I believe, in 2001 from Evoga on the Neo Geo and arcades, which is supposed to get a revival. I don't know what happened to that. They were supposed to re-release that with online netcode. But all that aside, it looks like the aesthetics of the characters looks like it's pulled from that, especially with Billy and Jimmy. And I don't have any issue with it. This does look like, in my opinion, I assume that this is Duke, from Super Double Dragon Return of Double Dragon. I could be wrong, but it just looks like Duke. And looks like this is a clash between Gensatsuken and if we go back and I just start playing that part, it looks like a clash between Susetsuken and Gensatsuken. And when he starts using that magic right there, that punch, it looks like something from you would see with a Gensatsuken user. But as far as the art style, I like it. I like that we're finally getting a serious take on Double Dragon. We've had Double Dragon Neon, which I've gone on record to say it's a fine game mechanically, but I hated how they made fun of the Double Dragons, and that's something that I've been tired of, even with Way Forward, with how they have, when they did River City Girls, they also made fun of the Double Dragons and pulled from the Double Dragon Neon. Even in many ways, Double Dragon Gaiden did not take the Double Dragons very seriously. And as someone who grew up with Double Dragon, knowing that that was a game that changed the beat 'em up genre, you could say it was, along with the Kunio-kun or the River City franchise, that it was the grandfather, the genesis, the progenitor of the beat 'em up genre, which gave us great games like Final Fight, Streets of Rage, the Ninja Turtle games, which also kind of coincided with the release of this, but this in 1980s, but still yet, that series, which I feel like has not the last, I want to say the last time they got a serious entry that actually took the series with respect was Double Dragon Advance. And probably I would throw in the Double Dragon Zevo game from the art style and aesthetics, as well as I'm willing to throw in there Double Dragon 4, which a lot of people hated, but if you like Double Dragon 2, the NES game, then it was just more of that. I think those were the last three games that gave Double Dragon, from an official standpoint, the respect that it deserves. And so to see that this is coming out and it is going to give respect to the Double Dragon series just makes my heart warm. I'm, I'm just very happy to see that. And the fact this is coming out next year, I'm really excited for that. And Arc System Works is working on this. And Ukes. That's the other thing too. Okay, we got to talk about that. I don't know how many of y'all are familiar with the Ukes. If you're a younger gamer, you probably not, someone who born in the 2000s or the 2010s, you probably don't know a lot about Ukes, but Ukes used to make some of the best wrestling games out there. They made the WCW versus NWO games, or WCW World Tour, WCW versus NWO, WCW versus NWO Revenge, WWF WrestleMania 2000, WWF No Mercy, one of the, if not the greatest wrestling game of all time. Actually, no, correction. Yeah, it kind of is. But Ukes is out there. Sorry, I got sidetracked for a second. Ukes is out there. They've been making a lot of great wrestling games, and to see them working alongside Arc System Works, which Arc System Works, the helm of the Guilty Gear series, making this, I have faith in it. I know people are going to be skeptical, but when you got the pedigree of Ukes, you've got the pedigree of Arc System Works. The art style already looks good. This is an early build. This is an announcement trailer. So if you think the graphics are not up to snuff for 2024, this is an announcement trailer. This is to show you that there is something in the works. I would say, beyond anything else, give this time. Okay, from a rough the final game to what we from what we see now to the final game is going to be wildly different. So with that in being in mind, I think, we just wait and see. But from what I'm seeing so far, all the moves have weight to them. You've got special moves that are kind of flashy over the top, which kind of reminds me of Double Dragon Neon. The characters, the character artwork, the character style, it kind of gives me that Final Fight streetwise kind of gritty look to it, which I like. And it looks like it's paying respect to the series, which is long overdue. I'm willing to give this time to see how it turns out. As a Double Dragon fan, this is a series that got me into martial arts. This is a series that when I was in school, I would put down Billy Lee, Jimmy Lee, because I was such a fan of it. I grew up watching the cartoons, getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning on weekdays just to watch the cartoon, even though in hindsight, it was a horrible show. But, I was into everything Double Dragon. So seeing this series given the respect it deserves means a lot to me. I'm excited to see what comes of it, and we'll see from there. But with that being said, why don't you guys let me know what you think in the comment section down below if you're excited for this. And, it's coming to PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Series X and S, as well as Steam. It doesn't look like it's coming to Switch yet, or it may be coming to Switch too. I don't think the Switch will be able to run this. I don't know. Switch has been running a lot of games horribly. It ran that one game from Matt McMuscles very well, but we'll see. All that being said, hope to see you guys in the next one. If you enjoyed it, like the video, share, comment, subscribe, and we will catch you on the next one. Peace out, and hui ho.